Hi there. Do you know that you can catch In Depth on YouTube? So why not subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the stimulating conversations that for now, we're trying to educate people about the responsibilities that they have towards getting the kind of governance, the kind of government, and the kind of democracy we deserve. My guest, Dr. Lukman Sola Sanusi, is a practicing physician in the state of Texas in the United States of America. He expresses his 40-year love and experience for photography by being a freelance through the services he now offers at Sanusi Studios right here in Lagos. They happen to be my hosts. They are sponsoring to the extent that they are making it possible for us to sit in one space and talk to people anywhere in the world. Even before his days as a student at the College of Medicine in the University of Lagos, he had honed his craft of capturing priceless moments, which today culminates in what is described as a #1 photography studio in Lagos. I welcome you with my first question, which is, what really was life like living in the United States of America? Wasn't it good enough to keep you there forever and not think about coming back to Nigeria to start doing what you're doing today? Tell me about it.
Well, the life in America as a same physician is good. I can tell. I love what I do as a physician. I love my patients. And but Nigeria is still my country, and Nigeria still exists on the map. Even though some people might be, crafting crazy efforts to, disintegrate Nigeria, but Nigeria still exists. I do hope that sometimes later on when I retire from it, I could still come down to Lagos and live in Nigeria, either doing photography or coordinating the photography aspect. And it probably even start some consultancy in medicine. And I just love, it's my country. That's why I chose to come back and do this, in spite of the good life that I get from working in the United States.
I love that. When you say, in spite of the good life, you admit that there is a good life there. Now, what I want you to address is the issue of the fact that you get the kind of life, right, that the government gives you. And the government can only give the kind of life that you desire if you are part of making sure that you have the right government there. I would like your comments on that.
Well, if I understand that question well, what I thought, think about it, is that the government in the United States doesn't provide everything for everybody. There's a lot of, private ownership of businesses, and even huge corporations. A lot of them are privately owned, but they perform well. They deliver the services, they get the money, because for every service you get, especially every service you get, whether good or bad, the citizens pay for it. Through taxes, through subscription and everything. So the market is there, and the private entrepreneurs, exploit that and provide good services, and we love paying for them. And that's just what it is. It's not the government doing everything. The government provides the avenue, to make things happen. And that's why America would defend whatever is economics, anywhere, all parts of the world.
Okay, if government is providing the avenue, it speaks to what my concern is right now. My concern is I want individuals to understand and realize that if government is to do what it should do, we should all get involved. And whether we jackba or not, we can still be part of the process. So it's that ownership of what happens in Nigeria that I'm speaking to. Because no matter how great it is anywhere else, home is still home by what you have just said. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here.
The government has a lot to do with the fact that the atmosphere has to be created, has to exist, right? For investments or investors to be interested in coming in, start to create things and make things happen. And the government has got to do that. In Nigeria, I don't know, what tends to happen is that the atmosphere doesn't exist. It's like, I don't know what the government is trying to do, but honestly, it's just not making it interesting for individual Nigerians, big businesses, even from overseas, to be interested in coming to establish businesses, corporations, giant manufacturing plants and all that in Nigeria. And we've got the talent, we've got the skills, we've got the workers, we've got the populations, let me just say the labor. But if that doesn't happen, then people will stay away and people and citizens will start trying to escape this country.
So do you understand when people try to escape? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, right.
Okay, and what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter whether you look at you left. Under what conditions did you leave? You were looking for greener pastures. You found the greener pastures, but you're still coming back home. So that's the question I'm raising here. That, should we be stopping people from going abroad, or we should be getting people to have a true love and sense of patriotism, that wherever it is that they are, they would do what is right by Nigeria?
Well, Nigeria has huge resources, both human resources and natural resources, okay? So the government can't stop people from going. They cannot stop people from, migrating outside of this country. People migrate for a whole lot of reasons. And one of the reasons, as you mentioned, is in search of greener pasture. I mean, there's legal migration and there's illegal migration. The legal migration, what is required for that process to go through legitimately, a lot of people can't, satisfy those requirements. So they go through the illegal immigration channels, which is hazardous, dangerous, and, risking their lives in every dimension of it. So we can't stop people from going, in actual fact. And but the government can make things happen so that people are interested in staying back. Why would you not leave if you spend all the years educating yourself, despite how many years it takes to finish, a university education in the Nigerian government, government-run universities in Nigeria, and you can't get a job when you finish. There are no jobs. You're either doing Yahoo, or you just say, okay, I want to do it. You find connections overseas and go abroad and try your chances there. See if you can better yourself, get things done, and maybe a lot bigger than you left. And then you can come back into the system if you've not cast some dust, behind you when getting out of Nigeria. So that's the way I see it. We can't stop, people emigrating out. We can try and make them, the way you can keep them is making sure that things that they're looking for outside is here. And how does the government do that? I don't expect the government to have the money to establish everything for every citizen. No, the government is not supposed to. But the government is supposed to encourage, private entrepreneurs, to set up businesses. They should stimulate them. They should give them incentives. They should energize them. Make sure that it happens. That's good governance.
Are you encouraged and stimulated right now where you run? I know in this studio, power is run like almost 24 hours on generator. And then, the cost of diesel right now is hitting the roof. So I'm wondering, excuse me, what is the encouragement? What's the reason to want to stay back here? That's what I'm tapping into here. There must be something. How can we tap into that something that keeps you here regardless?
Honestly, I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian citizen. And leaving this country wasn't due to the fact that I hated all that is Nigeria. No. That wasn't the reason why I left. And for coming back, this is my home. This is my nation. This is my country. I belong here, right? Even though I thrive in America. You understand? I do thrive in America. I love the American people. I love the people I work with, But there's still something about Nigeria that you just can't get anywhere except to come back home. And my kids have begun to understand that. You understand? They are seriously beginning to understand that, they want to go to Nigeria, if only to see Nigeria. They want to do that. So it's just the fact that it's my country.
I picked up something from what you said. I didn't hate Nigeria. When you look at the landscape, I know you've been coming back and forth for some time. You look at the landscape, you see the pattern of migration now with the young. It appears the most open channel is the illegal channel that people are taking, finding a way to get across, right? So are people being moved out of a hatred for the country that didn't do anything for them, or just out of a hatred of, what is your sense of why people are moving today?
Like I said, I encourage people wanting to move abroad to go abroad and try things out. I do encourage that. As I can tell you that there's so many overseas. There are so many Nigerians. In America alone, in England, anywhere, any corner of the earth you go to, there are Nigerians there. And there are Nigerians that are doing excellently well. With whatever profession they've chosen, right? They behave right. They are good citizens of whichever nation they go to, okay? But there are still, people kind of wonder. They ask me the question, with so many Nigerian doctors in America, do you guys still have any doctors left? I said, well, you got to believe it. There are still doctors left. We probably produced too many in the first place, okay? But there's still a lot of doctors left in Nigeria, right? Are we short of doctors? Maybe we're short of experts. But the reason why we're short of experts is because there's no facility for them to say. And if you come back and say, I have an expertise in so and so, specialty, your colleagues back home here, they feel like you're treating them with dirt. They rather than make it nice and suitable for you, incorporate you into the system, they want to frustrate you. That's why a lot of people don't go to places like the teaching hospitals, they just don't. So I have friends that have come to Nigeria to practice medicine, and they've got frustrated. Some were not even given any office or even a chair to sit on. So that experiences, a lot of people are disgusted with it. So it's good. Some of us will still come back, right? Apart from professionalism, you get a whole lot of other interest, which is part of the reason why, I'm in Lagos, not to practice medicine, right? But to do what I'm doing right now. And I do come and go. I love, and so talking about what gives me the satisfaction is atmosphere, like you mentioned, diesel pricing, which is killing a lot of small businesses, even the big businesses, right? Because there's no electricity, through I don't know what they call them now. They're not NEPA anymore.
EKEDC.
Power distribution, whatever. EKEDC. Yeah. So you have to run a business, right? You have to source, diesel. And that is surprisingly crazy right now, right? I've had to get diesel. I have a tank that is 1,000 liters. And I can't imagine or understand why it will cost me close to a million naira to fill my diesel tank.
Well, those are technical.
It's just crazy.
Which is why now this series is all about people realizing that little things like that are tied to the kind of government that you have. Little things like people who have gone abroad, they've gotten some experience, they come back, their colleagues won't even welcome them with open arms, maybe out of jealousy. Look at them, why did they go? They're back here. Could it be because we are not seeing that collective responsibility of doing the best that we can to ensure that we get the kind of governance that we deserve? How do we get there?
Like I said earlier on, right? Nations or countries get the kind of governance they deserve. You understand? Because this thing is not necessarily down to the government. America has good government because of the people in America wanting the best. Okay? England has the same thing. All developed countries have the kind of people in power that can serve their purpose. Okay? That's not the situation in Nigeria. Right? It's just people don't have any say. Well, they do have a say because they are the ones that go to vote. You understand? Yes, there's voting, election going on, right? They are the ones that go to elect their leaders, right? But we have to question that. So if the Nigerian citizens themselves, we ourselves are bad, honestly, we are. Yes, we are. Because I see the way things go, okay, you might say government doesn't create the fact that diesel price should go up, right? But somehow they do, even though I don't get the reason, right? Why should something cost 280 and then the following day skyrocketed to 400, and then a week or a month later?
What has that got to do with us being bad? You say we are. You say we ourselves are bad. So in what ways? How does this show?
We are. Okay. Let me give you an example. If I still remember, this is way previous experiences, right? There was a time when you step out of your house waiting for a cab to pull up, okay? A young man or woman standing next to you help you to stop that taxi. Okay, you're waiting for a taxi. She's probably waiting for a bus. She will help you to stop that taxi. Not because she's expecting you to give her money. Do you understand? But these days, everywhere you show up to, right? People just see you and say, oh, happy Sunday, this and that. They come and open the door for you. Okay, thank you for doing that, right? Maybe you appreciate the fact that I'm an older person, right? And I walk off. I say, a guy we do, make you look us now. You expect me to give you money because you did that? Right? So that's what's changed. And I look at everybody, even the unborn child in Nigeria, I see them as being innately corrupt. So why won't the leadership be corrupt?
Does this mean that is it a hopeless situation?
No, it's not hopeless. I don't think it's hopeless. Nations change. But nations don't change. No, they cannot. It's got to be the people's will. It's the people that's going to change their government. It's the people that will change government. Because those in government or leaders are part and parcel of the citizens of this nation.
So if it's people that's going to change the government, I agree with you. It also means that, does this explain that since people now are more like happy Sunday, happy weekend, so whoever does happy Sunday and happy weekend for you is the person that you will put there. So that means votes are buyable. Could that be a problem?
Yes, it could be a problem, right? The mentality has to change. I know they're poor. Okay? I mean, they're poor because there are no jobs. I don't have the statistics, right? But I know that if you're a fresh graduate citizen of this country, right, odds of you getting a job, it's very rare. It's very, very stiff. So when there are no jobs, people are bound to take to crimes, right? Insecurity ensues, and the situation just gets worse. And I can't talk for this nation. To be honest with you, I can't talk for this nation. I can't talk for the citizens, because what I'm complaining about, right, is not a problem for a lot of the citizens.
Really?
You understand? Oh yeah, it's not.
For example?
Because why? How is that? Now, the reason why I say I can't talk for the people is that there are families now, okay, that they didn't eat yesterday. They're not eating today, right? They don't know how they're going to get food tomorrow. You understand? And I'll be complaining that, you know what? I went to that restaurant and the food is now 11,000 naira per plate. Who wants to listen to that? Right? In fact, give me 5,000 naira out of that 11. I'm going to cook you a splendid soup. Right? So the problems vary. Whatever is a problem, because whether it's a big problem or a small problem, once you define it as a problem, right, it's a big problem to whoever is suffering from it.
I agree that the problems vary, but do the solutions vary? Do the solutions vary?
If you ask me about solutions,
let's go there.
I will say this. If Nigeria were to have constant power supply, right? Nigeria's situation will change. If there is constant power supply, because the factories can produce. I know they may suffer from raw material, getting the raw materials or whatever, but the major problem today, as you can imagine, is power supply.
So if any politician or any official is coming to me, I should be checking, hey, what are you going to do about power supply?
Look, I don't think it's that easy. You understand? People have to change. Their minds have to change. Okay? It's greed. Okay? Greed, power acquisition that stops people from doing what's responsible for this country. Okay? It's very right, deeply rooted into the system. Right. If we have 24-hour electricity supply in Nigeria, businesses will thrive. Manufacturing will increase. There'll be a lot of middlemen getting jobs, getting goods to distribute. There'll be a lot of end retailers, right? There'll be jobs for people. And when there's job, there's money made. All right?
And when there's money made,
then there'll be security. Everything begins to fall in.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else begins to fall in.
Let's talk about these people change you're talking about, which is what interests me. You talk about people need to change. Their minds have to change. Greed and corruption is ingrained. The problem of the elite like you is not the problem of the grassroots. Why you worry about 11,000 meals? Those ones just want 1,000 naira or 5,000 naira, However, you're saying the solution lies in the mindset change. Where does it start? With the young, with the old, with men, with women, with governance? Tell us what you think.
I think the government has to be seen to be doing what's right. Because at the end of the day, who legislates is the government. Who ensures that whatever is legislated is carried through is the government. Okay? If I'm wrong about this, you can tell me. And let anybody who is listening, correct what is wrong. Right. I believe the reason why this country is like this, in spite of the citizens being what we are, is still government. Government can make citizens good citizens. They can. It may be difficult, but yes, they have to have a purpose. They have to have a good intent, to do it. And a lot of people don't know what's right, what's wrong. We're all selfish people. It's me, and me alone. Okay? That's the way they behave on the streets, on the roads. Drivers drive, as they drive as if once I pass, in fact, they should fold up that road and stop people from coming. That's what everybody's in a hurry. I appreciate that everybody should be in a hurry. You understand? Everybody should be in a hurry. But our attitude, right, is we just feel the arrogance, the pomposity, it's all about me. Only me on the road. Only me driving a good car. Only me, getting good food to eat.
How do we change that?
Only me sending my children. How do we change that? Well, to be honest with you, there has to be value within the system. By value, I mean that that problem doesn't exist in England. You know why? Why I think that problem doesn't exist in England is because the factories run. You understand? People get jobs to get them engaged, right? They don't make a heck of money, they make little money. The little money they make, they can contribute to the national health, health system. Okay? They can get good health care when they need it, right? Mm-hmm. So you have your fancy car, it doesn't, no. They got buses to run on. They got the transit system, the underground, right? That nobody's ashamed of getting into.
So
even the top echelon of the society.
That's the point. Things work. That's why I don't think about that. And you remember what you said at the beginning. You
exactly.
said things work because people get what they want. So now, why am I talking to you? Because you're in diaspora, people are shifting there, which is okay. You see what works. You're going to come back home and nothing works. How can we contribute to ensure that things actually work? We can't be disconnected. How do we get there?
Well, every little counts. Every little thing counts. Now, in my own, let me say my own domain, right? I live by example. I show people examples, okay? I show them how to do things. Attitude, mannerism, discipline.
So within your environment
what
now,
matters,
you're teaching them.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're a passenger driving with me in the car, I show you how to drive. Okay? People that are within my, my domain, they get that message. It rings home to them. So I'm influencing change. I'm changing the little number of people that I interact with. So that's one way that people coming from the diaspora can help this country. It's just, and I'm trying to tell people, look, I was here the other day, and my staff here were talking to me, oh, Doc, all I want to do is get to America, get to Canada. I said, okay. So, and what will happen? That's a lot of work. You might feel, oh, all I want to do is get to Canada. You have to survive in Canada. The climate will kill you.
Could kill you.
Yeah, of course. You get there and I say, whoa, it's cold. I can't go out. Okay? You think everything, you just be picking money on the tree. No. You have to get out to go and get that money. And the elements are against you. Okay? Maybe after a year or two, you will adapt. All right? But it's not easy. You will miss home. No matter how much you hate the home that you left, you will miss it. Sometimes to the point that you want to come back. It's not rosy. Now, government isn't giving money away in Canada. They're not. You are going to get out and work your ass off to get our money and live the style you want to live.
So why not stay at home? Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
Why not just stay at home?
Why?
Since yeah. But they would say you went, you survived, you succeeded, and you're coming back. So I would like to take it for the point of, as it is, you've raised two very critical things: mindset change. And when that mindset change comes, people will begin to realize that they can begin to influence people around them. But how do they now begin to influence getting the kind of governance that they desire? Which is where I'm going. Have you registered to vote yourself, Doc?
Well, I still cannot
Have you
claim
tried?
that I'm resident. I still can't claim that I'm resident in Nigeria.
That's true, but we know that
understand?
the act allows for people in diaspora. We're working towards ensuring people in diaspora can vote wherever it is that they are. If that chance came, wouldn't you take it?
To be honest with you, if that chance comes, yes, I would. Okay. But honestly, politics in Nigeria doesn't reflect on, it's not a reflection of the personality. Parties grab governance, not the individual. And the way I know it works everywhere else, but most especially in Nigeria, is that people sponsor candidates, not because they think they can do well, a good job, but because they can promote their own personal interest. It's an investment. Okay? Oh, Shola is my friend. Shola is going to contest for governorship or whatever, right? I'm going to support him. I'm going to give him financial backing. Okay? 100 million naira. Is that a throwaway? No. You are investing that 100 million in that person.
So what should it be?
Because at the end of the day, what should it be?
Yeah.
We haven't got there. We haven't got to that level like they do in Britain. We haven't got there. Okay? Now, in America, yes, of course, private, businesses, individuals, corporations, they donate money. Okay, they sponsor candidates. Yes, that's the American way. But in England, it's not so.
So are you saying the American way is not good? The English way is better, the parliamentary system?
I don't want to say that.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't want to say that because I'm not a student of politics. Okay? I don't want to say that. There's a capitalist system, right? In fact, they're both capitalist. It's just that one is plain and upfront about it. Okay? The other one is pretending. Okay? So the thing is, England runs as if it's a welfare state. Okay, there's welfareism. And there are businesses in England, you understand, not solely run by the government, run by individuals, entrepreneurs and all that. Okay, America is the same. Businesses run not by the government. Okay, but in England, the government system or the government establishment, right, or the government business is appreciated. You understand? People work their whole working life with establishments.
Okay, because
right?
because we must round up. I want you to leave me with what you think is, because you've raised a very important issue here, that parties grab governance. And I sense a hesitation for you. Even if you are going to vote, you don't even know what you're going to do because it's like you're going to be voting for parties. I've had guests here who have said, maybe what we should be doing is looking and voting for candidates rather than parties. So I want to ask you, how do you think we can encourage people in diaspora to be part of this system so that we can cause the change that we want? Very quickly, in less than a minute, tell me. How?
Look, being in the diaspora doesn't mean that you got everything right. You understand? It doesn't mean so. I've had people in diaspora that talk, very, very intelligently, right? Very, very convincingly, and they come back to Nigeria into politics. They're still in government today. Has things changed? It hasn't. It hasn't changed. The society is not ready.
What's the solution? One word. How do we change this mindset?
I just believe that this society has to be ready. They have to know, people have to be educated to know what they want. Okay? So that they don't get, frazzled out of this, out of their minds, out of their thinking, out of their orientation. They have to know what is right. And that means education.
Which is what we are trying to do. So if we're going to educate people today, what is the education you are letting them go away with? What is that thing? Education. What are you teaching them?
Education means that you remove them from the village. Okay? Let them go to school. Let them get education, primary, secondary, university. Okay? Their thinking will change. They think, because the population in this country, literacy figure in this country is still poor. You understand? And it's easy to manipulate the illiterate minds. It is very easy. Because the people that are going to vote probably is the one that was given a cup of gari, a cup of rice.
So you still feel for you,
politician.
Besides a mindset change, Dr. Sanusi is calling for improved educational system for Nigeria. That's what you're saying, right?
Good quality education. How to be a good citizen.
Who is a good citizen?
A good citizen is disciplined. Okay? He knows what's right and does what is right, not what is bad, what is harming, what is dangerous.
Even if he's hungry.
People, to other citizens. Even so. Everybody knows what good behavior is. Everybody knows that. Unless except, things are not right upstairs. Everybody knows what good behavior is. Everybody knows what vandalism is. Everybody knows what, stealing is. Okay?
What should be the oomph you're telling people as they watch this today, as we round up, Dr. Sanusi?
Well, Nigerian citizens, right, feel proud, okay? Feel proud for being a Nigerian. A lot of things can happen, a lot of good things can happen in Nigeria. And it is happening, okay? You hear news every day. Oh, there's, I don't even know what to say. There's a lot of bad things going on. It doesn't really happen in Nigeria. Bad things happen in America, okay? It does. It makes us no little than we are, okay? Be purposeful, have good behavior, be tenacious, stick to the rules, do the right stuff, okay? You will enjoy it later. You understand? You're not coming back another life to enjoy it. You will enjoy it still on this earth if you do what's right, what's good. Okay? So don't lose hope. Things can still be bright.
And go and vote. Go and get your PVC, I'd say, regardless of where. And I'm hoping that diasporans will join us. Thank you very much, sir, for being my guest at a very short notice. Thank you for my mug. I mean, a photography studio that does everything. I'm shocked, but thank you anyway for this and my backdrop.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been speaking with Dr. Sanusi. Yes, there's more conversations. Yes, all you need to do is subscribe to the In-Depth channel on YouTube. Like it, subscribe, share, because the truth is education is not just school education. It's learning and hearing from people's experiences, like we've heard from Dr. Sanusi today. We'll see you again. Don't forget, subscribe.